Today I'm taking a look at a very weird sneaker, but it does have some really interesting aspects. These two brands are very familiar with each other. They've done a bunch of collaborations in the past. However, today's sneaker I feel like really sets itself apart from the rest. So today I'm gonna figure out what it's all about. And of course I gotta break them open and I gotta break them down. Today we're taking a look at the Nike and Acronym Blazer Low. Okay guys, so honestly we got a fun little unboxing experience, something to change it up, you know. I feel like that's something where a lot of collaborations have been lacking, is just the whole unboxing experience, and this is something I do like. Pretty crazy looking box with a bunch of patterns on it, which looks really sick. Like, I love the look of this box. Of course you've got the Nike branding in red, and then I assume that's the Acronym branding on this side. We get some extra bits of plastic, which almost looks like a McDonald's toy you would get with a Happy Meal. We'll talk about these bits in a minute. And then you get today's pair of sneakers, the insane Nike Acronym Blazer Low. Also in the box you get a little how-to card, a little instruction manual for, I guess, the mechanics of how this sneaker is going to operate, but again, we'll talk about that in a second. So here they are, and man, these things look strange. I feel like Nike's really trying to make a push for the Blazer Low silhouette. Like, they just did their Jumbo silhouette, which I thought was pretty cool. They also did the Sacai collaboration. I think it was 4 different colorways of that, and of course Kors jumped into that collaboration as well. Virgil left his mark on an off-white Blazer Low. I don't know whether that one's actually ever going to release. In fact, it looks very similar in terms of the little heel clip that you get as to this pair. Either way, we finally get to the latest Blazer Low silhouette, something that's been in the works for a very, very long time. Acronym and Nike have been tirelessly working on this design, and there's a lot that goes into this. So let's see if they manage to breathe some fresh air into the Blazer Low silhouette. And I guess let's start by just talking about the release date, because these actually dropped today. That is the 10th of February. They retail for £125 here in the UK or $140 out in the US. And I guess we really need to start addressing this heel clip, because there's a lot to talk about with this giant piece of plastic hanging off of the back of this sneaker. So what is it? Why is it there? And what purpose does it serve? Well, for starters, Acronym actually mentioned that they took some inspiration from the Undercover Daybreak, which also had a plastic heel counter. Now, they mentioned that originally the idea for this heel clip was for it to be collapsible, so you could kind of just step in, easy exit and entry into the sneaker. However, right before the sneaker hit the market, they could not drop these because it would be in patent violation with that function. Now, something that they discovered is that if they make this a fixed part of the sneaker, something that adds a lot of rigidity to the back, you can still have the same function of easy entry and exit. However, it's going to act a little bit more like a shoehorn when you put your foot in. I will say, after wearing these for a little bit, that kind of is the case. The extra rigidity does make it a lot easier to kind of put your foot in without just crushing the back and then having to use your hands. You do need to have these quite loose in order for that aspect to work. We've established this does add some functionality. It kind of does make them easier to put on, but I'm far more interested in the aesthetic aspect of this heel heel clip because it looks crazy and it seems like quite a long way to go just for the function of a slightly easier entry into the sneaker. So this heel clip is solid plastic, it doesn't move whatsoever, and it's held onto the sneaker by 6 screws, 3 on either side. Now they're all flathead screws, so you can just get a screwdriver and unscrew them. However, they do add this little hang tag, which I guess kind of looks like a cool little thing to add to the sneaker, but it also unscrews the screws. So yes, you detach this and unscrew the heel clip, and then it's off. You can either wear them without it, or you can use the replaceable ones that they added into the bag. Now Acronym actually took this sneaker to a whole new level by leaving the source file available, so you can actually 3D print your own heel clip and add it to the sneaker and have whatever design you want. A retailer called Soulbox actually had an event where they were 3D printing different types, or allowing people to 3D print different types of heel clips for this sneaker, and I gotta say it's one of the coolest things that I've seen in a long time. I gotta say, if I had my own 3D printer, or I had access to a 3D printer, that's something I would definitely do to this pair of sneakers. I could just come up with any crazy design and slap it onto the back of this sneaker, and it would change the look of it completely. Now this isn't the only interesting aspect to the sneaker. As we move to the front, there's obviously another very interesting design choice, and that is the upper having a very unique type of distressing. As you can see, it's not the normal type of distressing where it just kind of looks like wear and tear. These do look like very strategic cuts by a razor blade. They're all very angular. They don't look like it was done by mistake, so it's a very unique look that I don't know if I particularly like, but I definitely don't mind. Now the upper is entirely made of a suede material, and if you're interested, underneath these cuts is a black mesh material. Got neon accents for the Nike swoosh, and of course the sock liner, and then the actual tongue, which is all kind of exposed foam and gives it a very distressed, unfinished look. Well, that comes in a pinkish infrared color, the same as the additional heel clips. Now as for sizing, I went with my true to size, and I actually found them to be a little bit roomy in the toe box. Like, I probably could have gone a half size down, so that's what I'm going to recommend. However, I will say if you do have wider feet, it's probably safer to go with your true to size because they are pretty narrow. Now in terms of comfort and how these are going to feel on foot, I would say it's pretty close to a regular blazer. They haven't changed too much to the actual material on top, except for the rigidity on the back, and they may be a little bit easier to slip on, but other than that, they're going to feel like a regular blazer. Either way, I'd love to know what your thoughts are about the Acronym and Nike Blazer Low. Is this something you're interested in? Is it something you went out and bought? Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.